I'm Jeremy Dufault, spiritual leader of the global community and president of Earth Government, the Federation of Global Governments. Today we will go over the issue of global peace. Peace in the world and the survival and protection of all life on our planet go hand in hand. Asking for peace in the world means doing whatever is necessary to protect life on our planet. Protecting life implies bringing about the event of peace in the world. Let our time be a time remembered for a new respect for life, our determination to achieve sustainability, and our need for global justice and peace. From now on, building global communities for peace require understanding of global problems this generation is facing. There are several major problems: conflicts and wars, no tolerance and compassion for one another, world overpopulation, unemployment, insufficient protection and prevention for global health, scarcity of resources and drinking water, poverty, fauna and flora species disappearing at a fast rate, global warming and global climate change, global pollution, permanent loss of the Earth's genetic heritage, and the destruction of the global life support system and the ecosystems of the planet. We need to build global communities that will manage themselves with the understanding of those problems. All aspects are interrelated: global peace, global sustainability, global rights, and the environment. The jobless is more concerned with ending starvation, finding a proper shelter and employment, and helping their children to survive. Environmental issues become meaningless to the jobless. In reality, all concerns are interrelated because the ecology of the planet has no boundaries. Obviously, as soon as our environment is destroyed or polluted beyond repair, human suffering is next. Our goal for peace in the world can only be reached by resolving these global problems. Those problems have brought up a planetary state of emergency. In view of the planetary state of emergency shown and declared by the global community, we all must change. We must do things differently to give life on Earth a better survival chance and bring about the event of peace amongst us all. Our first objective was to find statements from all religions, all faiths, that promote ethical and moral responsibility to life and a responsible Earth management. This was assumed to work well within the context of the global civilization of the third millennium and after defining the global community criteria of symbiotical relationships. The fundamental criteria of any symbiotical relationship is that a relationship is created for the good of all groups participating in the relationship and for the good of humanity, all life on Earth. The relationship allows a global, equitable, and peaceful development in a more stable and inclusive global economy. Religious rituals now support the conservation efforts and play a central role in governing the sustainable use of the natural environment. The global movement to help, an initiative of the global community and of the Federation of Global Governments, is now applying more emphasis on the urgent need from the people of all nations to give everyone essential services. The urgent need to give all global citizens essential services was made obvious in the past few years after the occurrence of natural disasters and the global destruction created by the military. The very first step of the federations and maybe the only one for several decades ahead of us, is the approval of essential services amongst the participating member nations. To that effect, new global ministries will be established to guide us onto the path of global sustainability. Through these new global ministries, we want each global government to take a larger share of responsibility of the specific region where it operates and be more accountable to the people of that region. Essential services to the people of each member nation are now the most important global rights on the scale of global rights and are protected by the Global Protection Agency, the GPA, of each member nation. The GPA will train and lead a global force, bypassing traditional peacekeeping and military bodies such as the United Nations and NATO. The GPA is a short-term solution, an immediate and efficient response to help. There are also long-term solutions. The scale of global rights is the fundamental guide to global law. Global law includes legislation covering all essential aspects of human activities. The GPA will enforce the law, and that is a long-term solution to the planetary state of emergency. And that is how we can solve the global problems facing this generation, thus largely improving the quality of life of the next generations. And that is how we will bring about the event of peace amongst us all. An important aspect of global governance is the security of a person and of a nation. Security must be achieved by other means than conflicts and wars. We might as well shelve the war industry from humanity right now, and that means phasing out all nuclear, biological, chemical weapons right now. War products and equipment and weapons of mass destruction from all nations must be decommissioned. Governments that have weapons of mass destruction are obviously terrorist governments. The global community is asking them to disarm. No waiting. Global security can only be achieved if it can be shared by all peoples and through global cooperation based on principles as explained in the global constitution, such as justice, human dignity, and equity for all and for the good of all. War is not sustainable to all life on the planet. It never was. The military option, war, is against global sustainability and global peace in a big way. The worst environmental degradation happens in wars. The military is no replacement to the will of the people, democracy, the rule of law, social justice, and to global rights and global justice. The global community has no need of a subversive military force. NATO must be subject to the people, the global community, and to the federations of global governments. Thank you.